I'm Dave Kaiser from CCX Media with a special update from the city of Maple Grove. As you see, joining us is Mike Opatz. He is a Maple Grove Transit Administrator. Welcome, Mike. How are you today?
I'm well, thank you.
He is in the office and he is managing a lot of transit that's going on in the city right now, but as you might imagine, under a few different rules. So we're going to talk about general ridership and then also talk a little bit of a special program with groceries. Mike, let's start with general ridership. What is new? What do people need to know if they are a regular rider or want to ride Maple Grove Transit?
Yes, the pandemic has had a big impact on public transit as many other aspects of life. So we had to make some changes. Ridership is way down as we're asking people to only use public transit for essential trips and essential business. So there are people still using it. We're operating under a reduced service plan, but we've also made some changes. For example, we're using our longer articulated buses that have 2 doors. So we have everyone enter and exit that rear door and keep everyone as far away from the driver as possible. We're really not collecting cash fares anymore. So a lot of our riders have already prepaid with monthly cards and things like that. So we're still getting some of that fare revenue, but it's best not to be handling cash and things like that. So
exactly.
The buses are getting a deep clean every day. They're getting sanitized. The transit facilities are getting cleaned twice a day. So we're doing our part, and we're asking people, when you do ride, if you're sick, definitely don't use public transit. And wash your hands, cover your face, those kinds of things. Just everything you see. And if you have any concerns, we recommend going to the State Department of Health website for more guidance and things like that as well.
All right, and let's leave the website information here too. If you want to find out more about Maple Grove Transit, it's maplegrovetransit.org. A lot of information there. The rider alert information, very valuable now as things obviously are changing on a somewhat regular basis. So keep up to date there. Let's talk about something new through My Ride, Mike. Let's talk about how you're helping out with people getting food. Give us a little background of how this came to be.
Yeah, the My Ride program, that's our local bus service using the smaller shuttle buses that can pick you up to take you all throughout Maple Grove and parts of Osseo and Brooklyn Park. But a couple things, we made some changes. We expanded our service area to include 2 food shelves, the Cross Food Shelf out in Rogers, Minnesota, and SEEP in Brooklyn Center. So both those have social service elements that people can access now with the My Ride program. And to take that service one step further, we through the My Ride program, we'll go pick up your groceries, whether it's at these food shelves or any Maple Grove grocery store that allows that service, where you place your order of groceries, pay for it online, those kinds of things. And instead of you using the bus to go over there to get those groceries, the My Ride service will take the bus. The driver will go over there, get those groceries, and bring them to your home. And that's the service we're providing at no charge. So, especially for seniors who are most impacted by the COVID situation, if we can help them not make another trip out in the public, this is one thing that we think will, do our part.
Very good. Let's talk logistics for that service and how would someone, if they wanted to get their groceries picked up, go through the process, and how far ahead do they need to do that to get something done?
Sure. It pretty much follows our normal process, whether, like if you were riding a bus just to go to work, to go get your haircut, whatever, those kinds of things. So you can either, if you're a regular My Ride user, maybe you already have our app, you can schedule the ride through the app, or it's probably the easiest just to do it over the phone. That's the 763-493-2200 is our ride reservation number. Just call that up. Let them know you want to go to either the food shelf or you got a grocery thing picked up. And we really don't need a whole lot of notice right now.
Great.
Because demand is down. So we have couple hour notice is probably all we really need to get you all set up. Certainly we can do same day ride requests. And if you want to book a ride 1-2 days out, whatever, or a trip to the food shelf, we can certainly do that. Because while people are still using the MyRide service for essential trips, services demand. So we have that. Right now, we have that luxury that you can call in and get a ride pretty quickly, where maybe on a normal day of service, you would have to wait a few more hours or the next day or something to get that ride when you want it. But yes, please call in. Please use us. We're here. We're ready to help.
How fluid is the situation? How much are you monitoring this, and how much might it change week to week, or again, month to month?
Yeah, we're definitely monitoring our ridership very closely, changing our level of service out on the street based on that demand. We're watching the daily governor updates, based on state policies. Maybe when that economy is ready to start back up, we want to be ready to have everything ready to get back out there and have our buses meet the demand as it grows. And the other really big thing is public transit has been part of the Federal CARES Funding Act, and we are receiving some funding through that. So we're working very closely with the Metropolitan Council on how to access that funding and make up for some of the lost fare revenue, some of our lost state funding. And so we're appreciative to be part of that federal funding package.
I'm sure a lot of planning going on now for what the new normal might be, again, months and maybe a year down the road. So,
right. It's really going to be hard to understand or forecast, will all our ridership demand come roaring back like nothing ever happened? I doubt that will happen. Mm-hmm. So we'll probably have a slow rollout of our services once we start trying to get back to normal. Maybe 1 or 2 of our routes go back to full, and then eventually over time, all of our routes are back up and running. But
very good.
We're monitoring everything very closely, so we're ready to go as things change.
Excellent, Mike. Well, thank you for all the information. Again, we want to leave you with the website. It is maplegrovetransit.org if you want to find out more information about not only the regular service, but also the MyRide and opportunities for groceries. Mike, thank you very much for your time today. Keep up the great work. And if there are any updates, certainly let us know.
You are welcome. You have a great day, Dave.
You too.
Learn more about The Connection at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.